Hotel reception desk. The couple approaches the desk, where a warm yet enigmatic receptionist greets them. The man, dressed in an impeccable suit, exudes a calm confidence. Behind him, a large, ornately carved map of the reserve spans the wall. Receptionist, smiling, "Welcome to Havenwood Retreat. Do you have a reservation?" Natalia, "Yes, under Morrow." Natalia and Austin Morrow. The receptionist types into the computer, nodding as the information appears. Receptionist, "Ah, the honeymoon suite. A fine choice." Handing over a keycard, room 207, with a view of the eastern cliffs. Dinner is served at the Aurora Terrace from 7. Let us know if you need anything else. Natalia, beaming, "Thank you." Austin, raising an eyebrow, "Eastern cliffs? Does that come with climbing gear?" Receptionist, chuckling, "No climbing required, sir. Just breathtaking views, and perhaps the occasional eagle sighting." Hotel hallway moments later. The couple makes their way down a grand corridor lined with antique mirrors and exotic paintings. The faint sound of the jungle hums in the background. Natalia, excitedly, "I still can't believe you agreed to this." Austin, teasing, "I couldn't say no to that look on your face. Besides, a little adventure won't kill me." Natalia, grinning, "That's the spirit." As they approach their room, an elderly woman, Madame Claire, steps out of a neighboring suite. Her attire is elegant but unconventional, and her sharp, piercing eyes linger on Natalia. Madame Claire, softly, "Newlyweds, I see." Natalia, smiling politely, "That's right. How did you know?" Madame Claire, mysteriously, the glow. "Enjoy Havenwood. It has a way of revealing truths." Austin, whispering to Natalia as they enter their room, "Well, that wasn't eerie at all." Natalia, playfully, "Maybe she's right. This place feels different." Suite 207 later. The room is a blend of rustic charm and modern luxury, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a panoramic view of the reserve. Natalia throws herself onto the plush bed, while Austin inspects a brochure left on the desk. Austin, reading Legends of Havenwood, a sanctuary of mysteries. Glancing at Natalia, "Sounds like we're in for a ghost story." Natalia, laughing, "Or maybe a love story." The camera pans to the window, where the sun dips below the horizon, casting the jungle in golden hues. In the distance, a shadow moves among the trees, a fleeting figure, unnoticed by the couple. Suite 207, night. The room is dimly lit by warm bedside lamps. Natalia steps out of the bathroom in a silky robe, her hair wrapped in a towel. Austin sits on the balcony, sipping a glass of wine, gazing out into the moonlit jungle. Natalia, walking over, "You look deep in thought." Austin, gesturing toward the trees, "Just trying to figure out what's out there. It's so quiet. It's like the jungle is holding its breath." Natalia leans against the railing, her gaze following his. The jungle sways gently in the night breeze, but there's a stillness that feels unusual. Natalia, softly, "Maybe it's waiting for us to stop looking and start listening." Austin chuckles and takes another sip of wine. Austin, "You've been reading too many travel blogs." Outside the suite, same time. A shadow flits across the hallway, pausing just outside Suite 207. A faint scratching sound is heard at the door. Inside, Natalia and Austin don't notice at first. Inside the suite, Natalia moves toward the minibar. Natalia, teasing, "Want anything from the fridge, Mr. Cynic?" Austin, grinning, "Another glass, Mrs. Optimist." Suddenly, there's a soft knock at the door, startling them both. Austin, frowning, "Who's knocking at this hour?" He sets his glass down and moves to open the door, but when he does, no one is there. He glances up and down the hallway, finding it empty. Austin, calling out hello? No response. He closes the door and turns to Natalia, who looks concerned. Natalia, that was weird. Maybe it was staff. Austin, shaking his head, no one was there. Could have been the wind, I guess. Later, in bed. Natalia and Austin lie in bed, the soft hum of the ceiling fan filling the room. Natalia is fast asleep, but Austin stares at the ceiling, his expression tense. A faint creaking noise echoes from somewhere outside their room. Austin sits up slightly, listening. Austin, whispering to himself, it's just the old building settling. He lies back down but keeps his eyes open. In the moonlight streaming through the window, something shifts, a fleeting shadow, just beyond the glass. Austin bolts upright, his heart racing. Austin. Quietly, Natalia. Wake up. Natalia stirs groggily. Natalia. Mumbling. What is it? Austin. Pointing look. Natalia turns to the window. For a moment, they both see it, a dark, humanoid figure standing in the jungle, barely visible between the trees. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, it's gone. Natalia, whispering, did you see that? Austin, nodding, I saw it. They exchange a nervous glance, and Natalia instinctively reaches for Austin's hand. Natalia, maybe it's just an animal or a shadow. Austin, firmly, whatever it is, it's too close for comfort. Fade to later that night. The couple is now asleep, but the camera lingers on the room. The moonlight dims as clouds roll in, casting the suite into near darkness. A faint, melodic humming sound fills the air, otherworldly and haunting. The door to the balcony creaks open slightly, as if pushed by an unseen force. The screen cuts to black as the humming intensifies, leaving only the sound echoing into the void. Hotel Terrace Night. The soft music fades slightly as the tension builds. The warm candlelight flickers with a gentle breeze, casting their faces in a golden glow. Natalia, playfully, you're really not used to being out here, are you? Austin, half laughing, what gave it away? The jumpiness or the constant glancing over my shoulder? Natalia, smiling, both. But hey, it's part of your charm. A sudden rustle from the nearby bushes interrupts their light moment. Austin tenses, gripping his fork like a weapon. Natalia, rolling her eyes, probably just a raccoon. Austin, lowering the fork, probably isn't the reassurance I was hoping for. Edge of the terrace. Night. Austin gets up and steps closer to the railing, peering into the darkness. Natalia stays seated, watching him with amusement, but also a hint of curiosity. Natalia, calling after him, you're not seriously going to investigate, are you? Austin, someone's got to make sure we're not on tonight's menu. As Austin looks into the underbrush, the faint growl from earlier grows louder. His eyes widen, and he backs up a step. Austin returns to the table, trying to keep his cool but failing miserably. Natalia, teasing, what was it? Bigfoot? Austin, serious, something's out there. And it's big. Natalia, leaning forward, oh, come on, Austin. Don't let your imagination run wild. The growl echoes again, closer this time. Natalia sits up straight, her teasing demeanor fading. Natalia, whispering, okay, that sounded less like a raccoon. Terrace entrance night. A hotel staff member appears, carrying a lantern and wearing a calm expression. Hotel staff, smiling, no need to worry, folks. Just the local wildlife. We recommend staying within the terrace area after dark. Austin and Natalia exchange uneasy glances. Austin, to the staff member, what kind of local wildlife are we talking about? Hotel staff, chuckling, mostly harmless. But we do get the occasional leopard or hyena passing through. Austin's face pales. Austin, muttering, mostly harmless? Great. Natalia, putting a hand on his see? Nothing to worry about. Just stay close. They both laugh nervously, the mood lightening slightly. But as the staff member walks away, the growl returns, this time unmistakably loud and accompanied by a flash of glowing eyes in the distance. Austin pulls Natalia close, his protective instincts kicking in. Austin, whispering, adventure, huh? Still sound fun? Natalia, grinning despite the fear, absolutely. It wouldn't be the same without a little danger. The camera pans upward to the star-filled sky as the growls fade, leaving the couple silhouetted against the tranquil backdrop of the wilderness. The night takes a turn. Hotel Terrace later that night. The music has stopped. The couple remains on edge, sitting closer together. Natalia glances at Austin, who is still scanning the darkness beyond the terrace. Natalia, softly, hey, let's not let this ruin the evening. We've faced worse, haven't we? Austin, smirking, worse than potentially being eaten alive? Please do tell. Natalia, laughing, like the time we got stranded in that flooded jungle? Austin, relaxing slightly, or when the zip line broke and you had to climb down that tree. Natalia, raising her eyebrows, I seem to recall you screaming louder than I did. They both laugh, the tension momentarily easing. But a low snarl breaks through their laughter, cutting it short. Austin grabs the nearest heavy object, a decorative metal lantern, and stands. Natalia follows suit, clutching a steak knife from the table. Austin, to Natalia, stay behind me. Natalia, rolling her eyes, you do realize I'm the better fighter, right? Austin, grinning, and I'll let you prove it.
Just not right now.
The rustling grows louder, closer. A shadowy figure emerges from the bushes, its form low to the ground and moving with a predatory grace. Natalia, whispering, Austin, Terrace directly in front of them. A pair of golden eyes reflects the terrace lights. A leopard steps into the open, its sleek body illuminated by the soft glow. Natalia, steadying her voice, beautiful.
But deadly.
Austin, sarcastically, oh great. Let's admire it while it decides if we're dinner. The leopard pauses, its gaze fixed on them. The tension is electric. Austin's grip tightens on the lantern, his knuckles white. Natalia shifts her weight, ready to act. Terrace moments later. A sudden clatter breaks the silence as another staff member appears, holding a long stick with fire at the end. Hotel staff, shouting, stay calm. Don't run. The leopard growls low, backing away at the sight of the fire. With one last piercing look, it retreats into the underbrush, disappearing into the night. Terrace after the incident. Austin exhales a shaky breath, lowering the lantern. Natalia sets the knife on the table, her hands trembling slightly. Natalia, trying to lighten the mood. Well, that's one way to end dinner. Austin, chuckling nervously, mostly harmless, they said. The staff member approaches, apologetic. Hotel staff, I'm so sorry for the scare. It's rare for them to come this close. We'll have someone patrol the area for the rest of the night. Austin nods, but his eyes linger on the bushes where the leopard disappeared. Hotel room night. Back in the safety of their room, Natalia sits on the bed, still buzzing with adrenaline. Austin locks the door, then double-checks it. Austin, sitting beside her, so, adventure or survival story? Natalia, smiling, a bit of both. And you handled it better than I thought you would. Austin, grinning, high praise coming from you? She leans her head on his shoulder, and for the first time that night, they both relax. Outside, the sounds of the wild continue, but from the safety of their room, it feels almost like music again. Natalia, softly, I'll take 100 wild nights like this if it means being with you. Austin, kissing her forehead, same here. The camera pans out, showing the couple framed against the window, the moonlight casting a peaceful glow over the wilderness. Hotel hallway, early morning. The hallway is dimly lit, the flickering lights casting eerie shadows. Natalia and Austin move quietly, their footsteps muffled by the carpet. Another roar reverberates, this time closer. Natalia, whispering, what is that? It sounds inhuman. Austin, grimly, whatever it is, we need to find out before it finds us. A sudden crash echoes from the stairwell. They exchange a tense glance before inching toward the source of the noise. Stairwell. The stairwell is in disarray, broken glass litters the floor, and a handrail hangs loose. A faint trail of something dark and sticky leads downward. Natalia, grimacing, is that blood? Austin, nodding, could be. Stay close. As they descend, the distant roars turn into guttural growls, accompanied by the unmistakable sound of heavy breathing. Lobby early morning. The lobby is in ruins. Furniture is overturned, the front desk smashed to splinters. A faint mist hangs in the air, swirling around the room as if alive. In the center of the chaos stands a creature, a grotesque, hulking figure with leathery skin and glowing eyes. It turns its head sharply toward them, sniffing the air. Natalia. Panicked whisper. Austin, we need to run.
Now.
Austin. Pulling her behind a pillar, no sudden moves. Let's figure out what we're dealing with first. The creature lets out a deafening roar, its massive claws scraping against the marble floor. Service corridor. Natalia and Austin duck into a service corridor, their breaths ragged. Natalia clutches Austin's arm. Natalia. Shaking. What was that thing? Austin. I don't know, but it's not from around here. We need to get out of this place before it tears the whole hotel apart. A sudden noise behind them, a low, menacing growl. They turn slowly to see a second creature, smaller but equally terrifying, blocking their escape route. Natalia. Eyes wide. We're surrounded. Austin. Determined. Then we fight our way out. Austin grabs a fire extinguisher from the wall, his grip steady despite the fear in his eyes. Natalia picks up a shard of broken glass, her hands trembling. Austin. To Natalia, stick together. No matter what. The creature lunges, and the fight begins. The creature lunges at them with a deafening snarl. Austin swings the fire extinguisher with all his strength, smashing it into the creature's side. The impact forces it back momentarily, but it only seems to enrage it further. Natalia. Yelling. It's not stopping. The smaller creature leaps toward Natalia. She dodges just in time, the shard of glass slipping from her grip as she stumbles. Austin steps between her and the creature, using the fire extinguisher to block its claws. Austin. Shouting, get behind me. Natalia scrambles to her feet and grabs a nearby metal pipe. With a determined look, she strikes the smaller creature across the head. It screeches in pain, momentarily stunned. Natalia. To Austin, let's move. They dart past the dazed creature and sprint down the corridor, the guttural roars of both monsters echoing behind them. Parking garage. Natalia and Austin burst into the parking garage, their breaths ragged. The dim lighting casts long shadows across the rows of cars. Austin. Urgently, find a car. Anything with keys in it. Natalia begins frantically checking cars, her hands trembling as she peers into the windows. Another roar echoes, closer this time. The ground seems to vibrate as the creatures close in. Natalia. Shouting, over here. This one's unlocked. They jump into an old pickup truck. Austin quickly checks the visor and center console, his hands fumbling in desperation. Austin. Muttering, come on, come on. He flips down the sun visor and a set of keys falls into his lap. Natalia. Relieved, yes. Start it. Austin turns the key in the ignition. The engine sputters for a moment, then roars to life. Just as the creatures emerge from the stairwell, they speed out of the garage, tires screeching. City streets, early morning. The streets are eerily empty, the rising sun casting an orange glow over the deserted city. Natalia looks out the window, her face pale. Natalia. Breathing heavily. What's going on? Where is everyone? Austin grips the steering wheel tightly, his knuckles white. Austin. Grimly, I don't know, but those things, they weren't just animals. In the rearview mirror, the creatures emerge from the garage, chasing after them on all fours, their glowing eyes locked on the truck. Natalia. Panicking. They're still coming. Austin swerves to avoid a toppled streetlight, his eyes darting between the road and the creatures gaining on them. Austin. Hold on. He slams on the brakes, causing the creatures to lunge forward. Before they can react, he throws the truck into reverse and rams into them with a sickening crunch.
Truck.
Natalia looks back, her heart pounding. Natalia. Whispering, did we get them? One of the creatures rises slowly, its body mangled, but still moving. Its glowing eyes narrow as it lets out a bone-chilling roar. Austin. Flooring the gas, not for long. As the truck speeds away, Natalia notices something in the distance, a faint, pulsating light in the sky. Natalia. Pointing, Austin, look. Austin glances toward the horizon, his face hardening. Austin. Quietly, that's not natural. The light grows brighter, illuminating the city in an eerie glow. Highway later. They drive in tense silence, the distant roars fading behind them. Natalia clutches her seatbelt, her eyes fixed on the glowing light ahead. Natalia. Nervously, what if this is bigger than just the hotel? Austin. Nodding. It feels like the whole city's been abandoned. Whatever's going on, we need answers and fast. Suddenly, a voice crackles through the truck's radio. Radio voice. Distorted. If anyone can hear this, head to the safe zone, coordinates 37.749-122.4194. Stay away from the light. Repeat, stay away from the light. Natalia and Austin exchange a glance, the weight of the unknown pressing heavily on them. Austin. Determined, safe zone it is. The truck speeds down the highway, heading into the unknown. Would you like to continue with their journey to the safe zone, or explore the mystery of the glowing light? Hotel grounds dawn. The couple sprints through the overgrown path, their breath ragged with fear. The lion's roar echoes through the empty grounds, a primal sound that drives them faster. Natalia. Panicking, voice trembling. It's too fast. It's gaining on us. Austin. Shouting. Keep running. Don't look back. They dodge trees, bushes, and crumbled statues in a frantic attempt to lose the beast. Austin spots an old, rusted gate ahead, a glimmer of hope. They're almost there, but the lion isn't letting up. Austin. Gritting his teeth. We need to make it to the gate. Suddenly, the lion leaps, its massive body propelling through the air, claws extended. Austin spins around just in time, pushing Natalia to the side as the lion crashes into him, knocking him to the ground with a deafening thud. Natalia. Screaming, frantic. Austin. She grabs a nearby branch, brandishing it like a weapon, her heart pounding in her chest. The lion turns toward her, but just as it lunges, a loud bang rings out. Austin. Shouting weakly. Get back. A man in tactical gear, holding a rifle, emerges from the shadows, his aim steady as he fires another shot into the air, scaring the lion away. The beast retreats, growling, but doesn't pursue. Man in tactical gear. Commanding tone. Stay down. It's not over yet. Natalia. Out of breath, trembling. Who are you? Man in tactical gear. Lowering his rifle. I'm here to make sure no one leaves alive. The words send a chill down their spines as the man gestures toward a hidden entrance to the hotel grounds. The tension is palpable as the couple is faced with a new kind of danger, one they hadn't expected. Austin. Quietly to Natalia. We need to trust him for now. Natalia. Nervously. But what does he mean? Man in tactical gear. Turning, walking toward the entrance.
Come with me.
If you want to survive, you'll have to understand everything soon enough. The couple hesitates but follows, the ominous dawn stretching out before them. Survival instincts. Dense forest day. The sounds of the lion growling fade, but neither Austin nor Natalia dares to move just yet. Their breath is heavy, each of them doing their best to stay as quiet as possible. The wind rustles through the trees, masking their presence. Austin. Whispering, we can't stay here long. It could come back any second. Natalia. Wincing as she shifts, we'll make it out. Just stay close. Austin looks at her, his face pale with worry. He reaches into his pack, pulling out a torn piece of fabric to apply pressure to her bleeding arm. Austin. Softly, we need to stop the bleeding first. I can't lose you. Natalia clenches her jaw, trying not to let the pain show. She looks around, her eyes scanning the dense foliage for any sign of movement. Natalia, we don't have time. We'll bandage it up once we're out of the lion's territory. We've got to keep moving. Austin nods reluctantly, helping her to her feet. They start walking cautiously, moving through the underbrush as quietly as possible. Austin. Under his breath. How did this happen? 1 minute, we're just hiking, the next, we're running from a lion. Natalia. Grimacing, This is what happens when you wander too far off the trail. I told you this was a bad idea. Austin gives her a look, frustration mounting in his chest. Austin. Softly. You didn't tell me this would happen. They both pause at the sound of something rustling in the distance, branches snapping underfoot. Their eyes meet, a shared understanding passing between them. They continue moving, faster now, their every step calculated to minimize the noise. Natalia. Quietly. We need a plan. We can't just run forever. Austin scans the forest, trying to calculate the best route. Austin. We need to get to higher ground. The lion's more likely to stalk us if we stay on the ground level. We can find a place to hide, maybe get some distance. Natalia, hesitant, and if it's still tracking us? Austin, gritting his teeth, then we keep moving. Together. They make their way up a steep incline, struggling but determined. The sun is starting to dip lower in the sky, casting long shadows through the trees. Natalia, whispering, we can't outrun it forever. We need to think smart. Austin stops in his tracks, his mind working at lightning speed. He looks around, spotting a thick cluster of rocks near the edge of the forest. He gestures toward them. Austin, we make a stand there. It'll be harder for the lion to get to us, and it'll have to come through open ground.
We can use that to our advantage.
Natalia looks at the rocks, then back at him. She nods, her voice steady despite the fear that still grips her. Natalia, let's do it. They make their way toward the rocks, their movements swift and purposeful. As they reach the base of the formation, Austin helps Natalia up first, his eyes constantly scanning the surrounding trees. Once they're both perched behind the rocks, Austin takes a deep breath, trying to calm his racing thoughts. Austin, softly, we're safe here for now.
Just keep quiet.
Natalia looks at him, the tension in her face softening slightly. Natalia, exhaling, you're right. We'll survive this. Together. The wind picks up again, and the sun is nearly gone. The world around them is growing darker, but their bond fueled by fear and determination remains unbroken. Together, they can face anything. Riverside Night. The moonlight reflects off the river surface, casting a soft glow on the scene. The air is thick with tension, but for a moment, there is a sense of calm. Austin stands beside the half-built fire, his hands still trembling as he tries to ignite the dry kindling. Austin, under his breath. Come on, come on. The fire flickers a small spark. Austin's eyes widen with relief, and he breathes out a sigh of exhaustion. Natalia watches him, her gaze soft but heavy with pain. Natalia, weakly. I don't know how you're still going. You're exhausted. Austin, glancing at her. I don't have a choice. If we don't get that fire going, we'll freeze. And if we don't, well, that lion will have us for dinner. He stands up straight, wiping sweat from his brow despite the cool night air. His gaze shifts to the dark jungle that surrounds them, the constant rustling of leaves in the distance a stark reminder of the predator stalking them. Austin, quietly, more to himself. This wasn't supposed to happen.
We were supposed to be out of here by now.
Natalia, tenderly, we're still here. We're still alive. Austin looks back at her, the vulnerability in his eyes almost too much to bear. Austin, surprised, you really believe that? Natalia, smiling faintly, I have to. Otherwise, what's the point? She shifts, trying to sit up a little straighter, though the pain in her body makes it difficult. Austin rushes to her side, his hands gentle as he adjusts her position, careful not to jostle her injury. Austin, softly, you're right. You're right. We just have to make it through the night. I'll keep watch. Natalia.
No.
You need to rest, too. Austin stares at her, torn between his protective instincts and his exhaustion. He knows she's right. He's been pushing himself to the limit, trying to keep them both alive. Austin, sighing.
All right.
But just for a little while. You wake me if anything changes. He finally lowers himself to the ground beside her, though his eyes never leave the dark jungle. They settle in, the crackling of the small fire their only sound, the tension of the unknown stretching between them. The night is thick with silence, except for the distant calls of animals and the rustle of leaves. The lion's still out there, watching, waiting. Natalia, softly after a pause. Austin, I'm glad I'm here with you. Even now, when everything seems so impossible. Austin's gaze softens, and for the first time in hours, a faint smile touches his lips. Austin. Me too. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. They share a quiet moment, the weight of their situation pressing down, but also the unspoken bond between them, an unshakable connection. Austin holds Natalia's hand gently, their fingers intertwined, a silent promise to keep fighting for each other. Suddenly, a twig snaps in the distance. Austin's head snaps up, alert. Austin. Low, tense. Stay quiet. The crackling of the fire seems too loud now, a constant reminder of their vulnerability. The sounds from the jungle grow louder, the unmistakable growl of a large predator echoing through the night. Austin slowly reaches for the makeshift weapon he's fashioned from a stick, anything to protect them if the lion comes too close. Natalia, whispering. Austin. Her voice trembles with fear, and he squeezes her hand tighter, nodding in reassurance, though his heart is pounding in his chest. They both know the danger isn't over. The lion is still out there, and they have to survive the night. Turning the tide. Forest clearing, night. The lion struggles against the trap, its massive body thrashing violently. Natalia and Austin stay perfectly still, their hearts pounding in their chests. The quiet rustling of the forest fills the air, and for a moment, everything seems suspended in time. Natalia, whispering, now we wait. Austin, grimly, if it breaks free, we won't get another chance. Their eyes remain locked on the trapped lion, assessing its movements. Every muscle in their bodies is tense, prepared for anything. A faint breeze stirs the trees above them, but neither of them dares to move. Suddenly, the lion stops struggling, its chest rising and falling with heavy breaths. It stares into the shadows, its eyes catching the faint moonlight. It lets out another low growl, but this time, it seems more exhausted than enraged. Natalia, softly, it's weakening. Austin, cautiously, don't let your guard down. We can't afford a mistake. They remain in their crouch, waiting for the right moment. The trap, though sturdy, is beginning to creak under the lion's movements. Natalia, almost to herself. What if we don't make it out of here? Austin glances at her, his expression unreadable for a moment. Austin, quietly, we will. I promised you. Natalia nods, though her eyes reveal the depth of her fear. She looks back at the lion, its golden eyes still locked on them. For the first time, there's a strange understanding between them, a predator and its hunters, yet not enemies, just two forces in an ancient struggle. Minutes pass, and the tension in the air is thick enough to cut with a knife. Then, just as the lion lets out a final, defeated roar, the trap gives way under its weight, snapping shut completely. The lion is caught, but its eyes flash with one last flicker of defiance before it collapses in submission. Natalia, whispering in awe, we did it. Austin, relieved but exhausted, it's over. But the victory feels hollow. Austin and Natalia know that capturing the lion is only the first step. Now they must figure out how to survive in a forest filled with dangers far worse than just one. Natalia, breathing heavily, what's next? Austin, nodding toward the horizon, we head east. There's a settlement. They'll know what to do with the lion. And maybe, just maybe, we can find some answers. They stand, their bodies weary, but their determination stronger than ever. The forest around them seems to quiet, as if it's waiting for their next move. As they begin their journey, the lion's roars echo faintly in the distance, a reminder of the perilous path ahead. But for now, they're one step closer to survival and to whatever destiny awaits them beyond the trees. Hotel lobby day. The glass doors of the hotel open as Natalia and Austin step inside, greeted by the warm sunlight streaming in through the large windows. They are still bruised but alive, their clothes torn and dirty, a reflection of the struggle they've endured. The staff claps and cheers, grateful for their safe return. Natalia, smiling, I never thought I'd be so happy to see indoor plumbing. Austin, grinning and a hot shower. There's no place like home. They share a quiet moment, appreciating the comfort and familiarity of the hotel. Hotel room later. The couple sits on the edge of the bed, both still catching their breath. The adventure they've been through has left them physically and emotionally drained, but their connection is undeniable. Austin. So, what's next for us? Natalia. Thoughtful. Next, we rebuild. We find a new purpose. And we take things one step at a time. Austin takes her hand, squeezing it gently. Austin. I'll be by your side through it all. Natalia. Smiling softly, I know. I never doubted that. They share a kiss, the weight of their journey ahead settling between them. Hotel Terrace, sunset. The sun sets behind the distant mountains, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange. Natalia and Austin stand on the terrace, their arms wrapped around each other, looking out over the breathtaking view. Natalia, musing, when we were out there in the wilderness, I kept thinking about how much we've survived together. How we've proven that we can make it through anything. Austin, nodding, you're right. The world may have thrown a lot at us, but we've come out stronger. And we're just getting started. They hold each other tighter, the promise of their future together shining brighter than ever before. Hotel lobby morning. The next day, the couple is packed and ready to leave the hotel. They've decided it's time to move forward, leaving the past behind them and venturing into a new chapter. As they walk through the lobby, they're greeted by the hotel manager, who offers them a complimentary stay at any of the company's other resorts. Hotel manager, you've earned it. Whatever you decide, just know the doors are always open. Natalia, grinning, thank you. We'll make sure to keep that in mind. Austin, playfully, maybe we'll visit the beach next time. I think we've had enough of the wilderness for now. They share a light-hearted laugh before stepping outside into the warmth of the day. Hand in hand, they're ready for whatever lies ahead, knowing that as long as they have each other, there's no challenge too great.